It's it's 5:47 in the morning. For the life of me, for some odd reason, I can't sleep. Well, I actually slept. You know, recently I've been a little tired, worn out, exhausted, both physically and mentally. For those who have not kept up or stopped caring or, uh, you know, all the above, none of the above, or whatever, uh, I think just a little bit before Christmas time, I picked up a part time job just to kind of get out of the house and do something, in case if I didn't want to, do streaming all the time. Also to, socialize with other humans. So, yeah, I've been on that stuff. So, you know, my streaming schedule since then has been out of whack. My YouTube upload rate has been out of whack, and so here we are with another, impromptu podcast. Just going about, talking about things, by myself. I this episode, if you guys haven't read the title already, I've already thought of everything. Like, not really. Like the main subject of everything is basically mental health. Uh, you know, just dealing with things. Everyone is going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. You know, in life, it's gonna be like that. So uh, I'm just gonna talk, and then I don't know. You guys could sit there and turn off the podcast, or you guys could stand there and nod, or you know, uh, I recently, I've on top of just working and everything and streaming and everything in between. Um, you know, just cutting right to it. I'm depressed. I am, you know, not severely depressed or anything. I am depressed. My anxiety's quite up there. Um, and on top of being like tired, frustrated, and all that stuff, you know, I I don't know. Maybe talking about it. Maybe by the end of it, maybe we'll get to the root of the cause, something like that. So, maybe talking about it might be a good idea. And for those like for the sake of positivity and for the sake of your sanity or something. I don't know. If you guys want, you know, to turn it off from here because I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. All I know is what I'm going to talk about, but not how I'm going to talk about it. So, you guys know me. I'm no absolutely no filter, and I'm just gonna shoot from the hip, and just and wing it like I always do. All right, so this anxiety thing, this depression thing, frustration, anger. I don't know. All I know is this, like, it's what I feel. It's what it's what I can tell you right now. Uh, I know a lot of it comes from my profession as a streamer, mainly. because I feel like recently, and for those who don't keep up with me, not gonna tell you now. Well, I can tell you now, but I don't think it would matter. I'm just taking a break from streaming, content creating, and just taking time off for myself. For the amount of time that I've been doing content creation, and for the amount of time that I have been, doing this whole thing, I've always gone 5 days a week, 2 days off, um, anywhere between 4 hours to 12 hours per session, depending. Playing an array of games, playing with friends, and, you know, trying to have fun, as I always do. Um, like for me, I don't know if it's a crutch, I don't know if it's a weakness, but I can't play games alone. Now I know for a lot of people they can do it, and you guys are probably thinking like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, people play games alone. It's just fine. Find the find the kind of game you like and play the games you like to play on your own. There's not many out there for me to like and to play on my own. Like I can play the type of stuff I want to play. Part of me as a content creator is just like, I want to play the games like, people like to watch as well. Because a lot of the stuff I like to play, I play on stream. And, games like, Step Mania or, Dance Dance Revolution, stuff like that. Like music rhythm games, maybe like, a few other type of games. Recently I got into Rust, thanks Twitch. So there's that too. Some of the games like, out there that I can't play alone, are games that require you to team up with people like, obviously you guys know Dead by Daylight, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, and all that stuff. Those type of games require you to be communicative, to be a team player. And, I just can't deal with people. Now, I guess, like, I don't know, coming from, my line of work is like customer service. I deal with people on stream, out of stream, like constantly, every day. And I guess like a lot of the frustration comes from like, not only do I have to deal with people, coworkers and customers alike at work, then I gotta go home and do the same shit, up for streaming. Deal with my stream, deal with the randoms that I play with, and sometimes the games don't go that well. That shit is beyond your control. All you can handle is whatever it is that you're only capable of. But after a while, it gets frustrating. Anger inducing. You don't want to, go from your 4 hour average to 20 minutes, because in 20 minutes, like, anything can happen within, like, you get angry, you turn shit off, you don't want to play the game anymore. I've had that, so many times. And, for, for me, I guess like human nature, I'm a competitive person. I don't like losing. Nobody likes losing. Um, I'm very loud. I get very hyped. You know, if you guys know me for anything, for my content, I'm just very, very loud and outspoken. Um, just riding the wave of energy. You know what I mean? It's like chaotic, but it's not like chaotic negative, but it's like chaotic positive. So, you know, I'll go off that. And sometimes people vibe with it, sometimes they don't. Like, you know, so that's that. And I guess going off on that topic, it's like, maybe it's just me overthinking it, or maybe just me just overanalyzing, you know. But like, it's hard to like, it's on my mind. Like, I want to say what's on my mind, but it's hard to put it on, like, from ink to paper, because like I feel like what I will say will set people off. I feel like what I want to get out of my head, off my chest, people are not going to agree with. And for the disclaimer, you know, I don't give a fuck. um, I'm just gonna get it off my mind, off my chest, because I want to talk about it. That's just going to be, the frame of my mind that I'm at, and I know as soon as, like, as soon as I fucking end this shit, and I upload it, and it's not gonna be edited, and it's gonna be like, you know, Epic has said a lot of shit, and he's probably gonna burn a lot of bridges, and part of me is like, I'm fine with it, and part of me's scared of the backlash, but you know, and part of me is thinking, this is like, this has just been my life cycle. This has just been, me dealing with all the same type of shit, for as long as I live, because, like, people have come in and out of my life, friends, relationships, family members, and all that other fucking nonsense. And it's just like, you know, I'm, and much like CM Punk said in his promo, I'm just a spoke on the wheel. The wheel's just gonna keep turning, you know. So what I'm gonna say is it's not going to be, uh, it's not gonna be good. And I can guarantee you right now, I'm probably gonna alienate myself from a lot of people. I'm probably going to lose a lot of viewership, lose a lot of people from the community. Um, but I just want to be honest, and that's anything that I've been since the beginning has been honest. So recently, I've been thinking a lot about, you know, myself in the community, where I've just at a point been, um, I feel like I've been trying to do a lot into rallying the community to, like, give them some energy, give them some positivity, um, round them up to play some games together, like, to make them feel, much more interactive and a lot more involved, to, not just enjoy, fucking anything, like, if there's anything, like, and here's the thing, like, I've never been about me, I've never been about clout and all that shit. Like, I'm probably the most selfless person in this line of work that I've known of. Like, I've never done things for clout. I've never done things for personal gain. Like, there's no end goal for this. This is more like, I throw things together just for the sake of, like, having people involved and making them feel like, they belong, or, and just having fun. So, I tried to organize games. So, like, back then I had Epic Family Fun Night, where people could play, Jackbox games and other, you know, I guess, like, party type games that people can, they don't have to own a console or anything to play along, because, people felt, excluded from a lot of things, and I felt, for the thank you of, like, their love and support towards, not just towards me, but towards the community and the content in general. It's just like a big thank you. So I've always done that at least once a week, maybe for about a month or two, and then like things have just declined, and I was just like, okay, well, scrap that idea. Um, then I would say we tried it again not too long ago with like Among Us, and we've tried to do, uh, I've tried to rally, you know, some, uh, try to get people together to play things like, and I do get it, and I do understand that people are busy. People, aren't always going to be available, and that's something that people are going to have to deal with. And even I get that. And then it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, let's say we're just not, available this time around. Let's try it again the next week or the week after. And it's not like as if like, it's a game time decision. Like this shit has been planned for like a week or two in advance. And then sometimes what I do is like, I throw the options out there, but no one wants to say shit. Like nobody's just like, there's not even a like, polite decline. It's just like, nah, I can't make it that time. Sometimes there will be, and sometimes there isn't. And sometimes like, I get people who show up and it's just like, oh, I thought this was gonna happen. Like, and I'm like, well, where the fuck were you? And like, I said, like, I need an answer, man. Like, I can't just like throw shit together when I say I'm gonna throw shit together, but like when nobody shows up, then like, nobody shows up. So then comes like you know trying to host different types of communities. So outside of the Epic family, I guess I've banded together a like like a ragtag bunch of people who play like Apex, and we have a group called the Pubs, and basically like it's a bunch of people, some a good like a few handfuls of us over on D Live who play Apex together, and we talk and we share accomplishments and all other stuff. And so we put that stuff together, and things have you know I felt like the people who wouldn't have known of each other, like it's kind of like looking at like like a scene in high school where like you've seen different groups of seen different cliques, you know what I mean? You got the cool kids, you got the cheerleaders, the jocks, the nerds, the outcasts, all that stuff. You can see it. You can mental image it. You can see it in the hallway, and this is like you're just that one kid, the chameleon, that looks at the different groups, and you're cool with everybody. When you look at them, you just give them the head nod, and you're just like, yeah, like whatever, sort of thing. And then that's what it's kind of like, And then this group is kind of a good way of just like putting different people with like different types of groups or different types of like things together. So that was fun. So a lot of them in there have already played together, and some of them like I'm starting to get like know of each other, which is fun, which is fine. um and then recently I have rented out and set up a Rust server. Now the reason why I've done that was because like obviously because of the Twitch blow up with Rust, with like offline TV being like they've set up a server, they've invited streamers from all over like different types of communities and everything like that. They've been invited to play, and I thought that was a really really great thing that offline TV has done for the community, where they've like have been able to bring like so many different types of people together to not unite, like not, and this wasn't for clout for them or anything like that. Like Abe has done this out of kindness of his own heart. Like he's not looking to boost offline TV. He's not looking to boost himself or others, but it's like to bring everyone to unite a community into one type of game, one type of server, where it's just like, people are just here to have fun, play a game together, and like, role play things or PvP things, whatever it is, right? And I looked at the whole concept and I understood the whole concept, and I was like, you know what? I think it'd be great if we can have that, for people who aren't as big as, offline TV, or like, the XQCs, or um, the cartoons, the Delirious, the myths, Bean Anses or Shrouds or whatever. And it's just like, okay, like, hopefully, like, there's other people with, a similar thought process as me that would be like, like, I'm glad that somebody has put this together, because like, for me being a streamer on the D Live platform and just being an unknown everywhere else, where it's like, I feel like, again, people have the same processes where they want to play a game, they want to bring communities together, they want to have fun, and why not? And so I've put the whole thing together, I've set it up, I've spent countless hours inputting commands, inputting mods, inviting people, trying to generate some interest. And we got some people going on. Like, when I look at the lists, and like, we have, a total of 17 people, but not all 17 active. You know, on average, on active at this time, no more than 3 people. And, I was excited in the beginning because we had a lot of people going, and we were doing a lot of stuff. It seemed like we were just like picking up steam and having a lot of fun with it. And then what I felt like what we've done over time was like everything has just fizzled out quickly. Like no one, I guess had that same vision as I did. Shared the same thought process where it'd be fun to unite people and communities. Because I invite a lot of my friends first, because like, it's a soft launch, and I'm like, if I like this game, my friends might like this game, and we could all like, invite other friends to play here. Like, it's when you tell the one friend tells five, and so on and so on, to play. And it's picked up like that for a little bit. And then we just fucking died off. To be honest, as happy as I was to put that thing together for people to play and have fun, I'm also ultimately disappointed in it that it didn't generate the same type of steam, the same type of momentum that I had hoped that it would. Because I don't think anybody gives a fuck about it. Nobody cares. Now it's either nobody gives a fuck, or nobody cares about the Rust game. Nobody gives a fuck about communities, or just don't give a fuck about me or respect me. Now here's where things are gonna come to a screeching halt, because I feel like I wanna say it. I know it's not gonna be a good thing. Where it's just like, for as loud and obnoxious and as hyperactive and as extroverted as I may be, I'm also quite introverted. Where like, I keep a lot of things to myself. I only show, the other half of myself as a performer, as an entertainer to you guys, to the world. You know what I mean? When the cameras are off and stuff like that, I'm a complete 180 person. Like I not the same type of person you guys would think I am on stream. And because I feel like what my online persona perceives me as, like in front of others, like people don't like that type of personality. People don't like that type of energy. I feel like, again, maybe overanalyzing, but I feel like, I've made a lot of haters. I feel like I've made, maybe I've alienated myself away from certain types of people and communities. Now, you're probably thinking, Epic, you're overthinking this. Like no one has said this, or like, and that's the problem. No one has said anything. Like, it just makes things super fucking awkward to be like, dealing with silence. Silence is the worst type of critic. I'd rather someone say, like, like someone come up to me. It doesn't have to be the fucking person, like a person from head of the community, and just be like, hey, you know, energy's a little wild, like, giving that feedback or whatever. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll tone it down. I'll knock it down a peg. I'll be good with it. No one has ever approached me about anything about who I am and what I do. I feel like what a lot of people have been really good at doing is ignoring me. So, you know, all the power to you. If that's your thing, do it. Um, I feel like it's like that with certain types of content creators that, whom I've played with or whom I've known. Or like, let's just say the group of 10, like, nine out of 10 will play together, and I'm not that, I'm the odd one out. Because maybe I don't have that same type of energy they do, or the same type of skill set they do. I feel very excluded. I'm gonna say that right now, and I'm gonna say that, with a high percentage of confidence. I feel like, I do feel like, as much as I try to get communities involved and other content creators, like, together and stuff like that, I feel like I've done a really good job in that aspect. But I also feel like, once I've done that, my job is done, and that's it. Like, everyone else is having fun, and I'm just sitting here, I'm just like watching it. You know what I mean? As much as I want to go and say hi and hey and trying to, I don't know, maybe everyone just reads me a whole lot differently than what I appear to be. Like, I don't know, everyone looks at me as like a meme, and I've come to embrace that. And I'm just like, okay, like, everyone's just like, ha ha hoo hoo. Like, Epic said something funny, or like, stuff, and like, and then what I feel like over time is just like, everyone that gets together and just enjoys each other's company and play video games together and stuff like that, and you know like, nobody asks me. Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, maybe I don't know what to do to get this invite or something like that. Like, do I have to say a secret passcode? Do I have to do a secret knock? um like, do I gotta suck someone's dick or something? Like, I don't know. So like, sometimes like the exclusion is part of a thing, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I think what weighs in the back of my mind is the anxiety, or like, the over analysis of like being viewed differently, or being viewed negatively by other content creators and other communities. Whereas I feel like, I'm just like this odd black sheep, where it's just like, nobody wants to do anything with. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the same. I'm different. Where like, I want to have fun. I want to do things with it. I want to make friends. Play things with friends, make friends, grow the community. And I feel like everyone else does that everywhere else except for me and my community. you know, I feel like we get written off quite a bit. You know what I mean? For as much hard work that I've put into my content, for as much work as not just me, but for others as well, into maintaining a community, to maintain some sort of stability or consistency, I think is the word I'm looking for, and to keep up communications and involvement. I feel like we get read off a lot. I think like I don't know. Everyone sees me as a write off. Everyone sees my community as a write off. And they're therefore like I feel disrespected. My community feels disrespected. I'm pretty sure that again, no one is really talking about it. Because that's just me overthinking, and that's just me being like, okay, like, um, no, I'm overthinking it, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just looking into things differently. Because I'm pretty sure people are just like, again, I was like, oh, like, what made you think this way? What made you feel this way? Because like, nobody does. And it's just like, sometimes like things don't have to be said in term in and again, it's like things don't have to be said, but it's just like the lack of noise. You know what I mean? But when people refuse to speak up, when people don't talk, when people don't say anything, is the part where it's, I think the silence says more about who, again, I guess like who you are and what you represent, or like what you think, towards someone else or towards something. You know what I mean? I guess like it might be the thing where it's just like if you ignore someone or something long enough, it'll just go away. And so I'm sitting here just like play games alone. You want to have, you want to throw things together for a community, but you're doing it alone. You're playing it alone. you know it's like throwing a birthday party and just having nobody show up. Worst feeling ever. And this is quite up there with one of them. You know what I mean? Again, it's like it's I think it's just funny where like you want to you want to feel some sort of excitement. You feel like for that birthday party you've set so many games up, and you've you know put together this whole thing. You got your food, you got the cake, music and all other fun stuff. And then like nobody shows up. Nobody cares. What you thought were your friends in school, or just classmates. Just classmates. And then so in turn, as of this podcast, as of today, this thought, whatever, like I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I'm probably gonna stop hosting community events. I'm probably gonna stop just hosting things in general. I'm probably just gonna give less fucks. You know what I mean? And like, if people don't want to play things, okay, I'm not gonna force people to play things. Like, whatever. If people don't want to talk, people don't want to socialize with me, that's fine. They don't have to. Whatever it is. And talking about it has made you know it's made it seem a little bit better for me. I was just like, I just want to be honest with my thoughts. I just wanted to lay it all on the table and just tell you guys where I'm at. Just what I'm dealing with. Why there's a lack of content. Why there is like lack of interaction. You know what I mean? I think, like, to be honest, I wanted to write a lot of shit. I wanted to type a lot of shit, and I feel like, um, I want to tell people that I'm done. You know, I quit. I'm walking away from streaming, content creation. I think I just want to be done with it. I wanted to say that. And the thing is like, what I might be thinking right now might not be applicable 24 hours from now, or maybe an hour from now. I don't know. I, I really want to think about, like, just saying, what, fuck this, fuck the community, fuck, fuck this job. Fuck this job of content creating and streaming. And it's just like, I'm just done. I don't want to do it anymore. Tired of, like, tired of trying to set so many things off with, like, just having just having so much effort to do shit to produce the content with little to no views interaction, trying to set up events with um little to no interest, and just trying to make friends. And it's just like, who give little to no fucks. I don't know. If I'm wrong, by all means, tell me I'm wrong. And if I'm right, you can tell me I'm right too. I like to say there's no right or wrong answer, but then again, I was just like, I want to say I want to use this as my entitled opinion. I don't get to express myself very often. I don't get to talk to people a lot. You know, part of me is just like, I would like to claim that I have friends here and there, but you know, I think everyone's giving me space to just let me take this time to reflect, to cool down. I felt like I've taken a little bit more time than I've needed to just, like, sit here and think about things. And now it's getting to a point where it's just like, I'm pretty much flipping off the world, flipping off my friends and flipping off my community and flipping off my profession, and again, like, these are just thoughts in my mind. Do they reflect how I feel? Maybe not, but I just wanted to talk about it. You know what I mean? And for those who are listening right now and just thinking, like, I'm definitely overreacting, I'm definitely overthinking, maybe I should take more time off. Maybe I might. No, I do miss streaming. I do miss the profession. I miss a whole lot of things, but if I feel like I'm like this, I feel like I can't come back for a little while. But I just wanted to tell you guys where I'm at, and I just want to thank you guys, for supporting, for everything, your love and support, your energy. I'll probably do another podcast when I feel better. I'll probably stream again when I feel better. But this is where I'm gonna end the podcast, because I feel like, I felt like I've said my piece, and maybe, like, people agree with it, maybe they won't. But I'll be looking forward to the comments on this. Probably some angry DMs flying my way, but I'll deal with it when it comes. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for tuning on in. If you guys have liked the video, leave a like on the video. If you guys have disliked this podcast, you can show me how much you dislike this podcast by disliking the video. Comment, follow, and subscribe if you guys haven't, and we'll see you guys on the next one, guys.